Hey guys, Pablo here, and welcome to another brand new video in which we're going to discuss the project called Devolve. Now, I'm pretty sure that there will be two kind of audience in this video. The first one, of course, is my viewers, the people who have subscribed to me, to my audience, who look up to me for new projects and stuff. And then there will be another audience, people who want to learn what is Devolve. There's obviously, they have their website, they have their white paper, they have basically all the information, but somehow it's difficult. Somehow it's difficult to understand this whole concept, which personally I think is simple, but at the same time, it's also really difficult. Now you may be thinking I'm going crazy, like how can something be difficult and simple at the same time? But when we get into it, you're going to understand what exactly I mean by this. So we're in this video, we are going to learn about this together. Like you and me, we're going to learn about this whole thing together. We're going to go through all those aspects, all those things in this together. And by the end of the video, I'm pretty sure that everything will be clear. We will have complete comprehension of this project, or at least that's what we are going to aim for. So sit back, relax, and just go along with me. So the project is called Devolve. And a normal crypto investor, a normal crypto user will basically think it's another NFT project. Yes, it is an NFT project, but not another NFT project. It's completely, I would say, different because it has added so much more into the concept of NFTs that I think it's just going to blow your mind. We have seen a lot of games that have integrated NFTs into them. And in this one, it's also a game without any user interface, a game without any gameplay. Basically, this game will be played between OpenSea, because that's where the entire, game will actually, happen. That's where all the trading will happen, and your Ethereum wallet. So we have three aspects in this game. And that's where this whole, the whole game will actually occur. There is no interface, no such thing. The game, we're the one who will create this game. We're the one who actually created this game. We're the one who are going to control this game and every single thing that happens in this. The community is actually going to run this entire game. They're going to run basically everything that happens with this project. It's completely community driven. So I'm going to get straight into it, because I know we have a lot to cover and this video might get a little bit lengthier, but if we understand the whole concept, I think these minutes will be worth it. So I'm going to taking help from their white paper, which is really comprehensive, and I'm not going to read out like in the normal videos that I do. I'm not going to read out like word by word. I'm going to explain to you guys what exactly is all that about. So without any further ado, we're going to get straight into it. Just note that anything I say in this video or any other video is not an investment advice. And with this being said, let's just get straight into there. So here we have the white paper of the Devolve. I also have the website open, which has like the most essential information in a really summarized and brief manner. But I think that if you want the complete comprehension, if you want to completely understand what this whole project is, I think it's better if you take a look at the white paper and read out. I actually have created some of the bullet points, the best that I can do to make things easier for you guys. So, as I mentioned before, this is basically going to be a game. It says Devolve is an intriguing and multifaceted NFT strategy game built on the Ethereum network. It's on the Ethereum network. It's a strategy game which doesn't have any user interface. We're the one who are going to play. Now, we have seen the concept of burning in fungible tokens, in normal tokens that we see. And we know what happens. When tokens are burned, their value is increased. Now, what happens in NFT, we basically have never seen the concept of burning in an NFT. And people didn't even think that is possible. We're going to discuss how they made this possible. And it's not something that they came up with just one day or one night or in hours or even in weeks. They spent months. They spent so many nights and months trying to figure out, making some kind of method, some kind of algorithm to come up with this concept of burning the NFT. And that's exactly what DEVOLVE, which is like an abbreviation of de-evolution, actually is. So that's what's going to happen in this. We know that the value of the NFT is proportional to its rarity. So the more rare that an NFT is, the higher its value actually is. So in this one, we're going to have a total of about 5,376 NFTs, and through the process of devolving, it's going to be, reduced. We're going to go through different levels. It's going to be reduced to 42. And by the time that we reach there, these NFTs will be really, really valuable. Now we're going to go over the concept like, why would someone want to burn their NFT when they know that they can, make a really good profit? When they don't burn it, just keep it, and in the end, it'll be really, really, expensive. Now, we're going to go through the process like why people would actually want to burn their NFT and why some people would want to keep their NFT. Like, you have different strategies. It's completely community driven. It's up to you. It's up to the people how they want to play this game. You have different strategies in this to maximize your profit, to maximize your earning. Like, it can be different. You can probably make a lot of profit by, holding it, or you can make a lot of profit for burning it. No, there's so much more. I'm kind of being overwhelmed right now. So there's different possibilities in this project that you can explore. Now, there's going to be different levels in this, and when the NFTs are devolved, they are burned, they move up to level 2. There's reduced number of NFTs, and then it move on. There's going to be 8 levels, and the level 8 is basically the end level. The level 1 is called the humans. The level 2 NFTs are called the Neanderthal or cavemen. The level 3 up to level 7 are still not named, or they haven't really given out the names. Level 8 will be called Genesis, which will be basically like the ancestors NFTs. Now there's different levels, there's different traits, there's different bloodlines, there's different rarity groups, and this is where this whole thing is actually confused. So I have separated them into different levels. There's different traits, different bloodlines, different rarity groups, and I'm going to explain what that exactly is. So the traits basically include different background, different hairstyle, different eyes, glasses. You can see a lot of different NFTs from their website. Basically, they will have different traits, different features that they have, so that every single NFT will be unique. And basically, an algorithm will be the one that will be choosing what different traits make up a unique NFT. So there's different traits. There will be different bloodlines. There will be 5 different bloodlines, including earth, fire, water, air, energy. You don't get to choose the traits, but you get to choose the bloodline. So you get to choose the bloodline. They will be like launching somewhere in the end of November. I would suggest you guys to join the Discord server and the Telegram and other social media pages, especially the Twitter, so that you can be notified whenever it will be there, because there's going to be a whitelist that will be just for 8 hours, and there will be a public sale that will be right after those 8 hours. So once all the people who basically like mint the NFTs get the NFTs, there will be no further minting, and the rest of the game will be basically played among those, unless other people join. People of the holders who actually get the NFTs will be trading it with other people, and that's how they could join. But the best time for you guys would be this, to whether take part in the whitelist or you take part in the public sale. So you get to choose the bloodline, whether you want to in the earth, fire, water, air, energy. And if you want like different from the different bloodlines, you'll have to make different like transactions and stuff. We'll go into detail there, but basically the entire detail is in the white paper. I think that we must focus on making things clear, and then obviously you can get into details. So there will be different bloodlines. You get to choose the bloodlines, but you don't get to choose the traits. It's basically up to the algorithm to assign different traits to an NFT. And there's rarity groups. this is also something that you don't get to decide based on the different traits. There are different variants of NFTs, and depending on the different traits, they are assigned a rarity score, and that rarity score basically determines in which 5 rarity groups they'll be. Now, it's not like one group will be more rare than the other. Initially, they will all be the same. There will be different groups. They'll have different NFTs. Those NFTs will have different rarity scores. And from that one group, like let's say more NFTs are burned from one group, then those NFTs from that group, basically that becomes more rare. So initially that it will be entirely same. There will be no difference in there. The burning will actually determine which will become more common, which will become more rare. Actually, they will all be like kind of like common in the start, but if there will be more burning happening in one group, then the NFTs in it will become more valuable and it'll become much more rare. So that's the concept of rarity groups. There's different bloodlines, there are different traits, and there's different levels. Now I think that we need to discuss what the devolve process actually is. So the devolve process is basically burning of NFT, not one NFT. For example, you have 2 NFTs that are from the same level, for example, from the human level. So you have 2 NFTs from the same level, from the same bloodline. What you're going to do, now you have the option that you can burn them. And when you do so, you will be burning 2 NFTs to form one Neanderthal, which is the level 2 NFT. And that's how this basically is happened. That's how the number of NFTs will be reduced. This is the devolving process. Obviously, when the level is increased, the NFTs are reduced. It becomes more rare. It becomes more special. It becomes more valuable. There's this whole concept of rarity pool. What happens basically in there, how you're basically rewarded, or you make how you can get an allocation based on the NFT that you actually have, that you're basically burning. So it's not like you're going to burn this with no profit. Obviously, that's kind of like an obvious thing. So this is basically the devolving process. The only criteria there is basically that the NFTs that you're going to burn are from the same level and from the same bloodline. But for example, if you only have one NFT left, you can't devolve it more. You can't basically like play the game more. So the option that you're left with is either you keep holding it, you burn it, or you trade it on some marketplace to some other person. So you have these options. Obviously, if like there's another person who wants the same NFT because he wants to devolve it further, he doesn't have that. He will be looking, obviously he will be looking forward to it. He will be looking for somewhere to buy it. And if you have it, it will be, their demand basically sets the price. And if you have it, that's where you can, give it out to make a profit, because it will be more valuable, because it'll have a higher demand. It will be much more rare. So this is basically how this is going to happen. And as you can see, it will depend on the strategies. Like you have the option to not burn it, to not hold it. You can obviously look up for another NFT from the same bloodline and the same level, and you can move further with the game. But again, it's up to you. There's different strategies that you can play with, the community can play with, and all the strategies are rewarding in a sense. It basically just depends on where the game is actually heading, and that will basically determine who will be able to make a higher profit. Anyways, this is how this whole concept is actually going to proceed. So I'm going to go over the concept once more. The project is Devolve. There will be different NFTs. First, in total, that'll be actually minted will be 5,376 level 1 NFTs, and all those NFTs will have different traits. They will have different bloodlines, and based on their traits, based on their different traits, they will be assigned a rarity score, and that rarity score will put them into different rarity groups. And then comes the devolve process, in which a holder who have 2 NFTs that are from the same level and from the same bloodline can burn them to make another level 2, 1, you can burn 2 NFTs to make one of the level 2 NFT, or if you're from the level 2, you can make it to level 3 and level 4. You can move on through the same concept. So if it has the same level and it has the same bloodline, then you can burn them. You can devolve them into making one, like plus 1 level NFT, which can be level 2, level 3, level 4, depending on where you're actually at. And that's how you can move further with the game. That's how your NFT will become more and more valuable. Obviously, there's a lot of information in their website, like what you actually get if you burn 2 human NFTs, which is the level 1 NFTs. You create 1 Neanderthal NFT, and you get 2 devolved human acknowledgement NFTs, basically the human acknowledgement tokens that you get. If you burn 2 Neanderthal NFTs, you get the level 3 NFT, which is currently unnamed. And apart from that, the NFT that you get 2 devolved Neanderthal acknowledgement NFTs, and that's how it actually proceeds. They're not naming the other levels, as you can see right here, but basically this is the supply based on each level, and here's the concept of the royalty pool. Now that you have understood the whole concept of different traits, different bloodlines, different rarity groups, different levels, and how you can devolve them, how you can play this game, now comes the part of the royalty pool. It says 5% of the, I can actually scroll in, royalty pool, 5% of the OpenSea sale price will be allocated to a central pool. The pool is accessible to devolved NFT holders only, and their proportion of the pool is dynamic. Now, the one thing is clear, that to be able to get all the privileges, to actually devolve, you need to be the holder. Like, only these people can be able to play the game. And for that, make sure that you do not miss the whitelist and the public sale that will be happening probably at the end of the November. Make sure that you join the Twitter. Make sure that you join the Discord server and the Twitter, so that you can be notified whenever that happens, to make sure that you don't miss the announcements. Anyways, so they get all these privileges to get the option to devolve and actually play the game, and they get the allocation in the royalty pool proportional to the NFT that they're actually holding. That depends on the level they're actually holding. Now I'm going to take aid. So I'm going to take help from their white paper to help you understand what the royalty pool actually is. So Devolve will be set up and listed on OpenSea, so that 5% of the transfer sale price of Devolve NFTs will be allocated to a central pool, the royalty pool. The royalty pool is accessible to Devolve NFT holders with the following requirements. Only devolved NFTs, not original undevolved NFTs, have an allocation of the royalty pool. So the level 1 human NFTs holders will not have an allocation in this. Only the ones that are devolved, that will be starting from level 2 until the level 7, not level 8. Level 8 don't have this option. They have actually explained this right here, so we're going to talk about that. So from level 2 to level 7, they have this allocation. Only devolved NFTs, not original undevolved NFTs, have an allocation of the royalty pool. Their proportion of the pool is dynamic and allows for strategic opportunities. The factors that determine the allocation for an NFT include what the current number of devolved NFTs at the same level, the rarity group of the NFT within its level. So there are different rarity groups in each level. I think that is to mention that point. There are different rarity groups in different levels. Remember, a more common rarity group can become less common over time as NFTs are burned, something that we already have discussed, and the level of weighting. So these are the factors that determine the allocation of the NFT. Basically, it depends on the NFT you're holding, level, the rarity group, and the weightage. Total pool is divided into a percentage allocation for each level, such that the claiming of royalty allocation for an individual NFT at any level only affects the remaining royalties for same level NFTs and does not affect the royalties for other levels. Like, there's basically a pool that's called the royalty pool, that basically all the sales or purchases or transfers that happens, 5% will go into the central pool. So it'll be filled with that. Now, if you have a devolved NFT starting from level 2, you want to basically get your allocation based on the NFT that you actually have. You have this option to do it from the royalty pool. You can go there, and based on the based on the level that you actually have, you're going to get allocation based on there. And when you get the allocation, your NFT will basically be burned. A devolved NFT can only claim its royalty. Obviously, you can only do it once. And to do so, the NFT will be burned. This is done by sending it to the royalty pool smart contract, and from there it is sent to the public burner address, and that's how it is burned. In doing so, the burned devolved NFT's pool allocation will be removed from the calculation for all remaining same level devolved NFT left in the pool. So obviously, when the allocation is taken out from that pool, proportional to the NFT that was basically the allocation was for. So since the allocation is taken out, the total that is in the pool is reduced, but the allocation is also reduced. I think it's better if I just read out the sentence. These remaining NFTs will therefore see an increase in their percentage allocation. So when the allocation is taken out, the percentage of the other NFTs will be increased, but the pool size will be reduced. So the net effect is basically zero. That's why they're saying that it does not affect the royalties for other levels. Now there's more details to it, and there's also why they're explaining. And actually, there's basically a protection measure that they actually have. Like right after the people buy it and devolve it, they just start taking out the allocation from that pool. To prevent that, they have actually put like a time period, and based on those time periods, they have put the penalties. So let's say if you do that in 10 days, there's a chance of penalty of 48.2%. So the accrued royalties will be 0.518 Ethereum, and after 270 days, it will be 0. So it'll be complete 1 Ethereum. So there will be no transfer penalty for there. This is just so that people don't worry that the allocation will basically be the pool will get emptied right after. Now the final level pool, the Genesis level, which is the level 8, which will have 42 NFTs, basically it works differently from the other level because it's basically the end level. The final level NFTs can be burned into the royalty pool smart contract because they're intended to remain in existence forever, because you can't burn them more. It will stay 42 and that's it. It won't exceed further. Now the problem or the question arises, what if you're one of the holder of those 42 NFTs? You can get allocation from the royalty pool to basically like get paid off of the NFT that you're actually holding. So if you can't burn it further, what is there? But you also can't burn them because they have basically set this limit that this is the minimum that the NFTs will be there in existence. So however, final level NFTs have the ability to perform a once-off claim to release their accrued royalties, after which the newly accrued royalties are allocated to the remaining unclaimed final level NFTs. After all, but one of the final level NFTs have claimed their pool allocation, the last remaining final level NFT can claim as many times as they wish. Ongoing. There's obviously more information and more detailed information on a lot of the things, but I'm not going to go there because as you can see, there's 19 pages and there's so much information down there. You can also get like the brief introduction information about all the things from the website, like what is the dynamic rarity, rarity groups, dynamic supply, de-evolution, royalty pool, community governance, like all that stuff. So you can read about it on here. But the video is already really lengthy. It's probably the lengthiest video I have ever recorded. So but if you guys understood the concept, I think that it paid off. But if you guys understood the idea, the concept, then I think the video paid off. But anyways, I'm going to end this video right here because it's been really long. If there's more information, if I think that there's a need, if I get more comments on people asking a lot of questions about it, if they don't understand this, then I'm going to make probably another attempt. But I think there won't be any necessity to do that. But if there's anything else, if there's more to it that people will be asking, then probably I'm going to come up with another video. But for now, I hope this will be enough. So thank you guys so much for watching. Comment down in the comment section to ask me any question that you have regarding this. Make sure that you join their Discord server and follow them on Twitter for the announcement so that you don't miss this amazing opportunity. Disclaimer: trading digital assets involves significant risk and can result in the loss of your invested capital. You should ensure that you fully understand the risk involved and take into consideration your level of experience, investment objectives, and seek independent financial advice if necessary. It is up to you whether to invest or not. If there's something you don't know, please don't hesitate to ask me. So guys, I'm really happy to introduce you guys to this wonderful project. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you in the next video shortly. So stay tuned.